welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we're going to be recapping everything that happened last night on Friday Night Smackdown. But before we dive deeper, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's dive right into the opening segment with John Cena. Now, this was technically his first full promo back as a babyface post SummerSlam, and I just have to say it was so special. I mean, his entrance was so electric. There was children crying in the stands for a good reason this time, and it was just so nice to have the good old John back. It was weird not seeing him with the Undisputed Championship again, but he will always be the never seen 17 in our hearts. So he talked about how blown away he was with the crowd's reaction to him last night. He also talked about how after last night, he only has 11 dates left on his farewell tour before he retires. And he said that he's afraid because he fears he will never be enough. He was really leaning into that babyface mentality last night by sharing vulnerability with us. And he shared his worries that, once he's gone from the WWE will inevitably, move on as it should. And he's worried that he will be forgotten. And when he said that, I was like, boy, you're never going to be forgotten. Hello, you're actually a legend. So don't even. And then he said that, he's afraid that Brock Lesnar just got himself a John Cena problem. He then said that he is not going down without a fight. And then he basically, kind of without saying, put up an open challenge to anyone who wants to come get a John Cena problem. And then Logan Paul came out, and you guys know I'm a huge Logan Paul fan, so I popped big time when I heard his music. So Logan came out to say that he used to respect John Cena, but now that he has this good guy attitude, he lost all the respect for him. And it's the little things like that Logan says that it's the funniest crap ever, because to all of us, it was the other way around, right? And for him, it's that way because he's a heel, obviously, and he's an icon, and it's hysterical. He said that this new good guy attitude is nauseating to him, and when he said that, I started cackling because he is actually hysterical and his humor is second to none. Then John let him know that he has made a big mistake. And then they both agreed to have a match at Clash in Paris. That is so gas, and I cannot freaking wait. Okay, Clash in Paris is at the end of August. I believe it's August 31st, so it's going to be amazing. I am so freaking excited. It is shaping up to be a great show. And now that we have John Cena versus Logan Paul, I mean, that is going to be amazing. Whether you like Logan Paul or not, you can't deny the fact that he is absolutely amazing in the ring and definitely one of the, if not the most athletic human being on the roster at the moment. And I know there's going to be people who disagree because they let their real life perception of him take over, but I'm just talking about him in ring. I think he's freaking phenomenal and I love him. I think his mic work, in-ring work, his character, like everything he does in WWE is perfection in my opinion. For somebody who didn't traditionally come to the company in the traditional way, like I think he has learned so quickly and has absorbed like a sponge all the information he has grabbed from different people. And I really applaud him for that. He is absorbed and applied. And that is something that even most people who came through the indies or came through tryouts like can't even do to this day. So the fact that he's able to do that, huge props to him. And then Drew McIntyre came out from behind to attack John Cena. Drew and Logan went at it for a minute, and then our undisputed champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, came out for the save. And then John Cena said, well, it looks like both of you want to fight. And it looks like I've got a tag team partner. So why don't we do Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul versus John Cena and Cody Rhodes tonight? Well, last night, but you know what I'm trying to say. And that was the match. We had it later on in the night. It was the main event. We'll get to that later. But now that the belt is off Cena, I'm curious to see how they approach these final 4 months of his farewell tour, of his retirement tour. Because obviously his next opponent is Logan Paul at Clash in Paris. But after that, we still have 3 big shows left that he will be a part of. We have Crown Jewel in October, Survivor Series in November, and Saturday night's main event in December, which is his retirement match. It's his final show in Boston, his hometown. So I know that that is going to be a huge match for him. So if we've got Logan covered for Clash in Paris, that leaves us with 3 people left. And I know Brock Lesnar is up on the roster somewhere or up in line. I don't know if that's going to be a Crown Jewel or Survivor Series match. I also would really, I'm so delusional, but I really need The Rock and Cena to be the retirement match, excuse me. I think that that is something that really needs to happen. And I don't know, I'm just really curious to see kind of where they go moving forward now that he's obviously not the champion. And I had so many theories on how he was going to lose the championship, but inevitably I knew he was going to lose it back to Cody. So, you know what? I can't be mad, but I'm very intrigued as we enter the last 4 months of this year, which is crazy, first of all. The fact that in 4 or 5 months we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Champion the Passion, that's freaking crazy. We're going to have a crazy time for the 1-year anniversary. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Obviously, we just started the month of August, excuse me. So we still have a couple more months left, but very curious. But let's move on to the first match of the night. We had the MFTs versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Now, this was a really good match. I can't even say I was surprised. I mean, I enjoyed all the athleticism from the Motor City Machine Guns and all of the power and muscle from the MFTs, which is Solo Sikoa's group. For those who don't know, it stands for My Family Tree. And of course, because they are icons, they won. And after Solo got on the mic to cut a mini promo about how he walked in and walked out of SummerSlam as champion, which means he now needs a new opponent. So Nick Aldis came out with the solution, of course, and he announced that Solo will have a match next with Sami Zayn. And when he said that, I was like, what the freak? So then we had Solo Sikoa versus Sami Zayn, and I'm going, no, let me collect my thoughts. I'm getting to the point where I'm annoyed with Sami Zayn. Okay? I want him off my screen. The amount of times this man is on my screen, it's annoying. And I think what really pissed me off and put me over edge was his whole little program with Karrion Kross. Tell me why Karrion Kross should have won at SummerSlam. Like, that man should have won. Why did Sami win? He did not have to win. Can he stop with this underdog story? Like, I don't care anymore. I'm sorry. I used to love Sami, but it's come to a point that I just don't care. I want to fast forward when he comes on my screen, and it sucks because I love Solo. I'm a huge Solo fan, so of course I want to watch the match, but it's just freaking annoying. But whatever, I digress. So overall, I mean, it was a good match. I mean, Solo absolutely slayed, I do have to say. And I do have to give credit where credit is due. I mean, they did have great in-ring chemistry, which led to amazing spots and moments where the crowd was very engaged. But towards the end, there were some MFT shenanigans that didn't work out in the end because freaking Sami Zayn won. What is this booking? Oh my God, stupid freaking booking. How do you have your champion lose after he just had a freaking phenomenal 5-star match at SummerSlam in a cage against his cousin Jacob Fatu? And then you have him lose to Solo. I mean, sorry, to freaking Sami. See, I'm mad. I can't even get my thoughts straight. WWE's obsession with this man is sickening. Like, if you were that obsessed, like, just put the title on him at this point. Call him Cody Rhodes. I'm having a crash out. I need to collect myself. Let's move on. I'm done with Sami Zayn. Next, we had Alexa Bliss and a Charlotte Flair segment. So I couldn't tell if this segment was funny, stupid, or both. I really couldn't tell. It was basically the championship celebration plus Alexa's birthday, and they were basically just giving gifts to each other. It was this whole thing, kind of random, but kind of funny at the same time, I can't lie. And then they finally were about to hug for the first time because we know they're not friends, they're just tag team partners. But then Chelsea Green and the Secret Service came out to basically ride the same agenda that she did on NXT last week about being a proud Canadian. She was roasting Montreal a bit since they were booing her. And then Charlotte proposed the idea to have a match, and Nick Aldis came out to make it official. So the next match was Charlotte Flair versus Chelsea Green. Now, this was such a fun match. I do have to say, both of these women are so talented, and their storyline capabilities are off the freaking charts. I mean, both women are so animated in the ring and utilize their movesets to the fullest. It's absolutely amazing. And they did some really great work and just made it so entertaining. And one really fun spot that they did that just it just continues to show why Chelsea Green is great because she took a move. I don't even remember what the move was, but Charlotte did a move on her into a pie of cake and then put her into a figure eight, and then Charlotte won. It was the little things like that that I just absolutely loved. It was so, so good. And then it was time for our main event. Cody Rhodes, our undisputed champion, and the never seen 17 John Cena versus Drew McIntyre and the Maverick Logan Paul. This was a fantastic match. I love all of these guys. I really do. And seeing them collide was such a treat. I mean, there were so many cool spots and a great balance between each person's wrestling style, if that makes sense, since they all kind of have different styles. And I really thought everyone got to utilize their move sets and just show like what they can do. I feel like it was such a star-studded match and really PLE caliber worthy, and I loved it. Although the ending I was 50-50 on. So the ending of the match ended in a disqualification because Logan gave a low blow to Cena. Now, as much as I would rather it to end cleanly, I do believe that it does nicely continue setting up the Cena/Logan program that we are going to get in the month of August, leading up to Clash in Paris. It adds more animosity, it adds more fuel to the fire, and I actually do kind of like it. And I do anticipate the road to Clash in Paris promos between the two of them to be so good. And I think stuff like this just adds to that. And so they went off air by Drew McIntyre smashing Cody Rhodes' head into the commentary table, which was wild. And that's literally how they went off air. It was crazy, but I loved the main event. But into my overall thoughts, I thought it was a really good show. I mean, my match of the night obviously was the main event. I loved how star-studded and PLE caliber it was. Like, I just mentioned how great the setup was for the Logan Cena match, and I just can't get over how brilliant that was. Like, my dad, love my dad. I don't know if he's watching this, but he was really mad about the ending, and I just have to say I wasn't. Because I really do think it was a good setup. And so if you're feeling a little bit angry, I mean, I would love to know why. I know we all wanted a star-studded match like that to end cleanly, but I definitely do think in promotion of this Cena Logan match, you have to have something crazy like that happen. So really happy with how that turned out. Then my segment of the night was actually the opening segment with Cena. I loved getting to see babyface Cena, excuse me, I can't speak, in full effect. It was so awesome. Overall, I rate the show about a 7.58 out of 10. Another really great SmackDown for the WWE as we are now on the road to Clash in Paris. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.